Okay, folks, we're going to talk about Kelis's 2003 album, Tasty. So with this project, it yielded one of her most explosive singles, which was the song Milkshake. And I am pretty sure most of you have heard the song. It's catchy, and yeah, it was just everywhere. And this was about a dozen years ago. But, really, I bet you're wondering, a lot of you are saying, well, what happened to Kelis? Because as far as I can see, there were not a ton of singles released from her. She did have another one down the road, but really, it's not been numerous. So with that, a little bit of information about her is that she's been around since 1999 or so, the late 90s. She was affiliated with the Neptunes, which is Pharrell and Chad Hugo. And so she was affiliated with Pharrell Williams, and they happened to work on a couple records. Her second album, this is her third album, Tasty, her second album did not see release in America. Now, if I didn't say it, she was bigger in the United Kingdom, and that's especially true with this Tasty album. Most people in America pretty much remember the song Milkshake, but as far as further singles from the project, her second single, Trick Me, didn't really get that far, but it did in the United Kingdom. So this is one of the first times I've encountered this. I mean, I go to look at chart information on songs quite often to see how well they do, and yeah, it's been said that she did have better charting overseas. So that, strange as that is, it's the truth. And really, this album is good. I mean, I can see what folks are saying about it. It's not just about having, just because there were not singles here in America does not mean that this album is not good. So, like in the song Trick Me, which was the official second single of the album, that one, obviously I think most people, this is what happens when it's an R&B album, is that, a first single will come out, and the second single will always have the problem after that because it loses the energy of the said project. Unless you have, like, most people like the club song, but they do not like the consecutive songs. And I feel like that the approach to Trick Me was different from some of the other songs that you might have heard from the radio. So it's more of an unconventional way of doing music. There's not necessarily a Milkshake clone, and there also is not another song on there that could outdo that song, at least in terms of chart potential. As far as like standing the test of time type music, there is not that record. Now, that does not mean there's not good music, so that's one thing to pay attention to. And out of 13 songs on here, I like 7 of them. The way that the production was handled, Milkshake's one of the most appropriate ones, but I really like the beat on Millionaire, Glow, and Sugar Honey Iced Tea. Those are some real ones that I would go for immediately. Once again, if you know Kelis's Milkshake song, there are other songs on here, but it's kind of hard seeing how many people would be able to give that to you as a recommendation, because she's a little bit, you have to search for her more than it just being that you'll find her right off the bat. So that leads me to the songs that you need to hear, and these are the 7 songs. So you need to take a listen to Trick Me, Milkshake, In Public with Nas, Millionaire, Glow, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, and Attention. Now, if you notice, R&B will at times feature rappers on the songs, but the two rappers that are featured are not necessarily ones that you'd expect for those type of songs. So Nas and Andre 3000 are on here, and I think it'll provide, you know, an interesting experience, but so that's one thing to know. I'm going to talk about a few of these. Glow and Sugar Honey Iced Tea, they both have pretty mellow beats to them. And Millionaire is probably the second biggest one to me. But then I would also say that In Public's not bad either. So the Europeans should know these songs a lot better. You know, if I continue to stress, well, it's unconventional, then what's the point of reviewing it, right? Well, the whole thing is, you know, it's Kelis is, you know, she's a musician and she's pretty good. So, you know, you look at it and you say, well, whatever happened to that chick who did Milkshake? Well, the album that went with it was, you know, it was pretty golden. I'm going to give this album a 6. And big thing is that, you know, there's some good stuff. So, yeah, the future, Kelis has not dropped an album since 2014, and she's pretty far removed from being on any chart, so this is the album to get by her, and then possibly her 2006 album. She's able to make music, it's just that it kind of gets ignored and thrown to the wayside. So, yeah, the social score, I will give it a 4 social, just because in Europe it was big and there's actually songs on here. And the social score just means how well it plays around you and a group of friends. And can it be topped? The answer is yes, it can. So subscribe for more fun. I give this album a 6 and a 4 social.